Welcome back to the mix. Our guest tonight is a Brooklyn native who got his start freestyling with his brothers at the age of 11. Now he's only 19 with 2 million Instagram followers and almost half a billion, yes, billion with a B, views on his YouTube channel. He's been recognized by Double XL, Genius, Billboard, and he was also named one of Rolling Stone's biggest breakthrough artists of 2020. Please not play with him. Y'all, please help us welcome J.I. into the mix.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How you doing, J.I.?
I'm good. How y'all feeling?
We feeling
Good. Bless, my brother.
okay, and I'm ready to get right into it. So used to be J.I. the Prince of New York, but I noticed you dropped the Prince title from your name and just go by J.I. So why the change?
I feel like it kind of limits me from as far as like where I want to be because I don't know if it's me, but I feel like New York is the only state where like artists compete for like the king, prince, this, that, and the third. I don't see ATL doing that. I don't see California doing that. So I just feel like when I got my first break, it was on TV. So they called me the Prince of New York when originally I was trying to go by J.I., but it was kind of like a last minute thing. I ain't really have enough time to like kind of clear the air. So I'm like, you know what? Honestly, I'm gonna just run with it, and whatever happens, happens. So when I kind of like broke out of the whole television show, I feel like there's like a category you're put in when you come from reality TV and you're an artist. Like I feel like you got to break through that category. So when I finally kind of stamped myself as an artist, I feel like the main goal was to kind of like break away from the Prince of New York because I feel like it just limited myself, you know?
Yeah.
Heard that.
Nah, he right, man. Definitely even coming from reality TV, you see people like Cardi B came and she showed that anything's possible where if you really got the talent and the hard work and dedication, people will know you just by your artistry, you know. And I think you're one of those next ones where people going to see that, man, you a hell of a talent, you know, for real.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I definitely have to say because I did watch you on the rap game and you've grown so much since then. But I actually did a rap reality show as well on VH1 called Sign with Rick Ross. And I can definitely attest to what you're saying. They do limit you. And when you come off the show, people only see you as what they edited you as on the show. They don't really see your full artistry. But I want to get a little into your career a bit more because I know you're from New York, specifically Brooklyn, which is one of the meccas of the culture. So how did growing up there, influence you as a person and as an artist?
I mean, I don't know. I just felt like growing up, I was obsessed with my city. I love being from New York. So I felt like with me, my main thing was when I blow up, I want to blow up in my city. Cause when I got my first break off of the television show, they had told me like New York was like the number one city as far as ratings and viewers. But I just felt like it didn't give me enough leeway and push that I needed in my city. So I just feel like as an artist, you always want to blow up first in your city, you know? So I just feel like I don't know. I mean, I try to incorporate my city as far as everything I do when it comes to my music, from the way I speak, the way I tell my stories, and just how I talk, you know?
That's big, man. I'm rocking the New York hat too, man. But now you definitely put it on for your city, and you said something that a lot of young artists don't get. You want to put on from where you from first. So you want to grow homegrown, you know, because even like I was talking to my dad today, I was saying, you got to give back to your community. You got to give back to your people. That's how you make a difference. And you already doing that at 19 years old. That's crazy. But I got to ask you this. Who are some of your favorite influences? I think I know a couple, you know, but who are some of your favorite?
I was a big Eminem fan growing up. Like when I first started putting the pen to the excuse me, when I first started putting the pen to the pad, I felt like that was just like the main go-to artist for me. It was between Eminem and Tupac because I was just like with Tupac, grew up watching Juice, and I was a big fan of him in general. Just hearing my mother play his music, my dad play his music, my stepfather at the time. So when I grew old enough to really understand it and kind of depict what he was saying, I kind of studied it in a way like I really wanted to like. I just felt like it was only right, like to dig back in the roots, especially like with basketball. If you play basketball, you got to know about, the people that came before Michael Jordan, just to know your history and your knowledge, you know. So I just felt like it was only right digging deep into the roots. And for me, another artist I really, really, really fell in love with was Big Pun. Just for as far as me, I feel like, there's not too many Spanish artists coming out of New York or in general as far as hip hop goes, you know. So I just felt like he definitely paved the way for artists like me.
That's dope.
I love that you said Eminem, because not a lot of rappers actually give Eminem like his love that he deserves, and he from Detroit too. So big up Eminem and big up Detroit. That's my city, man. Okay, now I saw something online where you said that you've done every genre of music except rock and country, but you would kill them if you had to. So I gotta ask, are you gonna try and take on some rock and country tunes coming soon?
I'm gonna try it because I feel like growing up. The funny thing is, growing up, I didn't really like Spanish music growing up because I didn't understand it, and I just felt like I don't know, I didn't have the ear for it. So when I grew old enough to understand it and really listen to it, I was like, let me tap into my people real quick. Let me do that. So I feel like as I've expanded my ear and just my pen in general, because I'm an artist myself, I feel like I definitely want to dive into that lane and make that type of music, because I've been listening to like artists like Olivia Rodrigo, I think is her name, if you pronounce it correctly. She's super fire right now. She just dropped the album that's going crazy. But I was listening to one of her records and I'm just like, damn, like it's crazy how emotional these pop artists be, like with the way they start up their records. Like if you listen to a pop artist and like their song, you gotta listen to how they start off the record because they be mad dramatic. So it's like, as an artist and me being a lyricist, I was thinking like, damn, like I feel like I could write something like that, just tapping into that type of lane.
Okay, wait, I saw Jamie nod her head, and she don't know a lot of artists, so I would imagine that Olivia must be a Gen Zer. Is she a Gen Zer?
What I was going to say was actually J.I. and Olivia are similar because both of them have songs that have blown up on TikTok. And that's literally how I learned about both of them. So I thought it was funny because I was going to say that anyway. So I was nodding my head and laughing because I thought it was funny that he brought it up for me, basically. And that's what that was going on. But thank you for saying I don't know a lot of artists. Just embarrassing.
No, you don't know an old school artist.
No, you said what you said. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm messing.
Hey, before you jump into it, Jamie, I just got to say, Jay, I know about Juice. I got a feeling you don't know about Juice, huh?
Okay, anyway, so I wanted to ask you, since we're talking about
So TikTok, it's not a Gen Z thing. Okay, just continue. My fault.
Guys are making this difficult for me. Since we were talking about both you and Olivia blowing up on TikTok, do you think nowadays it's important for artists to have a tune that people can dance to or make a funny video on TikTok in order to be successful?
Extremely. I feel like it's crazy, but TikTok is like a whole blueprint now. Like I feel like if you look at the major artists like the Baby and stuff like that, they literally use that method to like, not that they need it because they're already like developed, but I feel like TikTok is really you need to tap into that app in order to like really get your record up there. And as you mentioned in my me blowing up on TikTok, it was crazy because when my record started blowing up on TikTok, that we kind of had like my team, we had a conversation like, all right, like how do we make more records for TikTok? Like what we were trying to like decide what's a TikTok record in general, like what do people take and and I feel like honestly the fans decide that. Like for me, I just keep speaking from the heart. Whatever they decide works, and I let them do the rest.
Yeah.
Love that.
Well, speaking of TikTok, I know that like the Black TikTokers are protesting. I just read about that recently. Do you think that's going to negatively affect?
Anton, why we got to get political right now?
It's not political.
Dang.
It's political? That's just an honest.
Wait, what were you saying? No, continue.
I was talking about it right now because I'm just getting into TikTok, but I've been reading that a lot of the Black creators on TikTok are protesting because they're tired of other creatives stealing their dances. And I was going to say, do you think this is going to negatively affect artists and the way they're able to sell their music now? Because TikTok is very influential to selling your music.
You know what it is? I feel like in general, the people speak when it's time to speak. Like in general, I feel like, I mean, regardless of what's going on as far as what's like, like people protesting, I feel like the community always comes together to like really call somebody out when they're, is it cultural? Can you call it culture vulture? Like what is it? What is the term? That's it. I just feel like it's how you do it, and I feel like it's when you do it, like the time and how you do it. Cause like I said, people could tell the difference between you being genuine and not being genuine, So I think it's just do it.
So I also saw that you got some attention from some other big name artists like Drake, Jermaine Dupri, and even Cardi B. So, you know, how do you feel to have those big names checking for you in your music?
The Cardi B one was a big, like, because I met her in person. Like, it was kind of off guard. Like, I pulled up to a restaurant when I had first signed my deal. This was probably, I want to say, maybe last January, maybe 2 Januaries ago. And I had the head chairman on my label. He had flew down to the city and he had like a dinner for me. And he had told me to go to the back where my manager was at. So at the time, all I saw was her manager, because her manager was facing me. She had her back turned. So I dapped him up first. And then to be polite, I said what's up to the lady. And Cardi B is just over there like cheesing and smiling at me. She's like waving at me. I'm like, oh, that's Cardi. That's crazy. We ended up like, I'm trying to act nonchalant so I don't blow my, you know, my composure and stuff like that. But we ended up going to the studio the same day. You know, she definitely schooled me on a lot of things. You know, she was just giving me like my flowers, you know, just coming from the same city. But that's another genuine person I can say I met in person. That's really, really, like, you know, she's a solid person. The Drake live, that one shocked me too. I'm not gonna lie. My little brother came in the room and he showed me. He's like, "Yo, Drake's playing it," and it was different because like Drake knew this song. Like you hear him singing the lyrics, so I'm like, "Oh, like he listens to my music. That's crazy." Like then I got the Drake follow back, so I'm like, "Oh, now we lit, we certified." You know, over it.
That's big, man. That's big for real.
Well, you go ahead, Romeo.
Oh, nah, I'm listening. Ladies first.
Okay, because I was going to say, you know, I'm gonna always check the Insta page when somebody's coming on the show, and I saw you announce this video, but you had photos of you Photoshop looking real short. So I just want to know, like, what was that about? I thought that was going to be in the video.
You know what it is? I feel like the people like crack jokes on me all the time just because of my height, because I'm not the tallest person in the room. So like I hit up this Instagram account because they make the photos personally, where like they shrink whoever, like if you pay them or you give them you know, they'll do it. And I'm like, I had seen a picture they had did for me in the past, and I had to promote one of my music videos, and I'm like, you know, I don't want to oversaturate it with the same type of content because I had posted a clip already. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna add some fuel to the fire and let me crack some jokes. So I had DM'd the account and he just sent me a whole Dropbox of just photos that he shrunk of me. I'm like, nah, we're gonna have he did one of me and A Boogie. That shit had me weak, but I didn't post it. I'm like, I'm not gonna post it. He probably gonna fill away. But he did like a whole bunch of photos for me and I just posted it.
Well, I just gotta ask you real quick. This wasn't for your new song, No Hook, the video. It was just for promotion?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a hell of a promotion right there, because it got people talking.
People's real quick.
Okay, so now that we are all outside, I know you're going to be hitting the road soon with the Young and the Restless tour. What do you have in store for all of us?
Man, just a movie. To be honest, I've been dying to really be outside in front of the fans. I had a show maybe 2 days ago in PA. And before that, I had my first show outside in Orlando. So I've literally only performed like twice. I'm about to do Rolling Loud, so I'm gonna prep for it. But I'm just super excited to be out on the road, you know, to connect with the people. Last year, my first like headlining tour, we ended up making history at SOBs. I was the first person to sell it out 3 times in a row. So, you know, we got Irving Plaza this time around. So we trying to, you know, make a movie again. But you know, I'm just trying to have fun. You know, I want to be on the road with my fans, make some movies, and you know, create memories.
So as you said, you are a part of the lineup for Rolling Loud coming on July 24th. But who are you most excited to see?
To be honest, I'm excited to see A$AP Rocky and Travis Scott. A$AP Rocky because I've seen him perform before. I had went to Rolling Loud like maybe a year before everything took off for me. And I think this was the year he brought out 50 Cent. Correct me if I'm wrong. There was a year where he brought 50 Cent out. And I'm like, nah, this legendary. He got it. So I'm excited to see him and Travis Scott because I've never seen Travis Scott perform and I heard he goes crazy. So I want to see how that goes.
Okay. Well, if anybody knows best, I know people have been on your line about this, but I got to ask before you leave. When are you going to drop an album or your next single? You know, we have to know here on the mix.
So the debut album, I haven't dropped the album yet. That's probably, I want to say at the end of this year, or the beginning of next year. That's definitely in the works. I feel like that's been like like how you call it. I feel like I've been dragging it with the EPs, so I feel like it's time to finally drop an album. My next single is prepping to drop July 16th, I believe. It's called Morning. We got already. It's gonna go crazy, so we're pitching that to the radios already just to get it ready.
Yeah, a lot of people been waiting for an album from you. So I'm waiting too. I think you're a hell of an artist. I think you the future, man. So I'm really happy you made it on the show with us tonight, for real.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely, I agree with that, Romeo. And we do have to take a quick break, but while we're on that break, we're going to be convincing J.I. to like slide us some tickets for his shows because I'm very excited.
That's coming.
But J.I., we do want to thank you for getting into the mix with us tonight. And all of you guys at home, be sure and check out his new single, No Hook, on all platforms. And make sure to get your tickets to check him out live this summer at any of the events he will be at. We will link you to his tour dates on our IG page, so go check that out. But don't go anywhere because there is more of the mix right here on FOXSOUL.
Yeah.